Hello everyone and welcome to my latest Fallout 76 build, the Ghoul Cowboy. If you're a big fan of westerns or just want to cosplay as the Ghoul from the Fallout TV show, then this is the build for you. The special stats for this character are 4 strength, 9 perception, 10 endurance, 3 charisma, 10 intelligence, 15 agility and 15 luck. In order to get this loadout you will need to have at least 2 legendary special perk cards fully upgraded. Agility and luck are both maxed out, as this is a VATS-based character. I do feel a little bit bad about also not having intelligence maxed out, as I love me some XP bonus, but sacrifices had to be made in order to get all the perks I wanted. Additionally, low strength will limit your carry weight a little, though I've gone with a couple of perks to help with that. I'll now go through each of the perk cards in order, starting with strength and ending with luck. First perk is Travelling Pharmacy. This will reduce the weight of all your chems, helping with your overall carry weight a fair deal. What will help with carry weight even more is Bandolier. This drastically reduces the weight of held ballistic ammo, ensuring you can carry thousands of bullets in your pockets. Onto perception perks, starting with Tank Killer. This will make it so your weapons have both armor penetration and a chance to stagger, both great effects. I also picked up a rank of Concentrated Fire. This will make it so that every follow-up shot you take in VATS becomes more accurate and a tiny bit more damaging too. The accuracy is what really matters here, ensuring you can always reach maximum VATS hit chance. Awareness will help even more with this issue, granting greater VATS accuracy based on how high your overall perception stat is. Final perception perk is Eye of the Hunter. With this maxed out, you get a significant boost to accuracy in VATS at long ranges, ensuring you don't have to be point blank to reliably land headshots. In the endurance tree, I picked up Life Giver, which gives you more hit points per point of endurance. Due to how the glow mechanic works, this perk is especially good for ghoul-based characters. Ironclad is a perk card which used to suck, but now is great. Even a single rank of this will boost all your resistances substantially, making you so much harder to kill. Through Hiker is another of my carry weight perks, and probably the one most important for ghouls. The best ghoul healing items are drinks, technically, so with this card maxed out, you can carry 10 times as many toxic drinks as standard. I picked up Adamantium Skeleton as I suddenly started having my limbs be crippled the other day, and I'd much rather not have that occur. I also had a rank of Thick Skin, reducing the damage from the most common damage type in the game. Radiation Power has got to be my favourite of the glow-consuming perk cards. By sacrificing just a small amount of glow, you get a damage boost to every single attack you make, which is well worth it. Final endurance perk is Glowing Gut, boosting how many rads you get from food and drink. This card basically just boosts your healing, making things a little more efficient. Onto charisma, starting with Inspirational. This gives a bit of an XP boost while on the team, so I always have it equipped, no matter what build I'm running. My other charisma perk was United Ordeal. This grants a boost to all your special stats, providing you're on a team with another ghoul. Considering how many perks get boosted by you having high special, this is something that can really be worth its weight in gold. Intelligence houses my final carry weight perk, Batteries Included. Technically this build doesn't use any energy weapons, so you could make do without this, but I was already carrying thousands of different cells in my pockets, and I didn't want to have to dump any of them, so I just kept the card equipped. Gunsmith is a pretty pricey perk, but it will significantly reduce the wear and tear on your pistols. If Intelligence had some stronger combat cards, I'd likely go for them instead, but most of the cards are crafting related. The one Intelligence card which will really help you out in a fight is Science Monster. With it maxed out, you'll be getting a decent damage boost whenever you take a hit. Penultimate stat is Agility, where we start with Action Boy. This will raise your AP regen by 15% per rank, helping you get back into VATS faster. You can also pick up Action Ghoul, which has the exact same effect, just with some more ghoulified art. Ghoulslinger gives a boost to weak spot damage with ranged weapons. As long as you keep shooting people in the head, you'll keep getting this boost. Gorilla is another damage boost, this time relying on you being at close range. 76 already has some pretty drastic damage drop off, so you want to be shooting enemies up close anyway. This just gives you a little more incentive to do so. Pack-in Light is another card which helps with AP regen. The one caveat is that you can't be over encumbered, but that's something you should be avoiding anyway. Evasive is possibly the best perk in the game, giving you a scaling chance to avoid any attacks. Considering how high your agility stat is going to be, this should be popping off constantly. Gun Fu is the card which probably adds the most to the cool factor of the build. With this maxed out, you can potentially kill 4 different targets in VATS in just a couple of seconds. It feels so damn good when you get this to work right, though I have noticed it will sometimes fail to lock onto future targets and can get a little confused instead. Adrenaline is a nice little damage perk, giving you a boost per target killed in quick succession. Tie this in with Gun Fu and you can see your damage skyrocket with each new kill in that. Dodgy is a damage mitigation perk, sacrificing some of our action points in order to reduce the damage we take. Action points are very important in this build, so this may be a card you want to skip, but I'm coming off of playing a tank build, so I wanted to ensure I was still plenty tough. Gun Tricks is one of 2 perk cards that actually shows a Ghoul Cowboy, so I had to pick it. Faster reload times can be helpful for a revolver build like this one, but a 10% boost really isn't anything to get too excited over. This was one I grabbed purely for the flavour of it. Last agility perk is one that is way more practical, Hyper Reflexes. This gives you a chance to entirely avoid damage while your glow is high. You should always have your glow topped up, so this should pretty much always be active, giving you even more chance to not take damage at all. Finally, we're on to the luck perks, starting with Bloody Mess. This is a flat 15% damage boost. Nothing more to say, just gives you more damage. Better Criticals is a 100% damage boost, but only for VATS criticals. While this obviously won't be as constant a buff as our last perk, it only takes 3 shots in VATS to build up a critical, so this still will get a lot of use. Ricochet provides a chance to deflect attacks, scaling with how high your luck is. This is not only a damage avoidance perk, but also a way to deal extra damage too. A deflected attack will hit your enemies, and there's nothing funnier than watching a low health opponent shoot you and then die to their own bullet. 40 spots gives you a substantial boost to weak spot damage. This is essentially just Gunslinger, but better. Glowing criticals makes it so that criticals and VATS get a 50% damage boost, providing you have high glow. Certainly not as good as the better criticals card, but they do complement each other nicely. And final standard perk is Wild West Hands, the other Ghoul Cowboy card. With this fully maxed out, there's more than a 1 in 3 chance that you instantly reload your weapon once it's emptied. One of the guns I used with this build was fairly sluggish to reload, so this really can come in clutch. I will quickly go over my legendary perks now, starting with Master Infiltrator. This lets me crack open any lock or hack any terminal. I like these minigames, and having this equipped means I can open things for others, so that's why I have it. Taking one for the team is a more combat focused card, giving a damage boost against enemies who try and fight you. You'll need to be on a team for this to work, but you should always be on a team anyway. We then have my special cards, Intelligence and Perception. Get both of these maxed out in order to reach the recommended special I mentioned earlier. Ammo Factory lets me craft more ammo. Definitely not an optimal perk, and much less needed these days, but I've still got it equipped anyway. Finally, we have Action Diet, which is pretty much the one essential legendary perk. This makes it so that any kills recover both your health and your feral meter. With this card equipped, you pretty much never have to worry about accidentally becoming feral. I had equipped a pair of revolvers as my main weapons. The first of these was Gunther's Big Iron, which is an event reward for Most Wanted at Nuka World on Tour. This has bonus damage, speed, and uses .45 ammo, which is super easy to get stocked up on. The big downside of this gun is that you will have to reload each bullet at a time, meaning that the reload will always be slow, even with all the faster reloading effects. My other gun was an Instigating Western Revolver. Now this is a much cooler looking weapon, thanks to the irradiated paint I got from the scoreboard. Additionally, it reloads a hell of a lot faster, and the legendary effects aren't too shabby either. Instigating is arguably the worst of these, as you'll often end up shooting at enemies who have already lost some amount of health and therefore get no bonus. That being said, when you do shoot full health targets, you're that much more likely to kill them with a single headshot. When it comes to armour, you're really just going to want to use whatever the best pieces you can find or craft are. Any VATS-based buffs or increases to agility will be very useful, and I would also recommend the Vanguard's legendary effect for a large defensive boost. It's also worth trying to have a matching set of armour, as you'll then get double the boost from Ironclad. Additionally, I wore the Cowboy Duster and hat, which can be purchased from the gold vendor at Foundation. I also want to recommend your main healing item here, Toxic Goo. Yes, that's right everyone who commented on the last build, I read the comments, I'm using Goo now. This can be gathered from inside of a Westec facility, and gives you about twice as many rads as the more common Toxic Water, which means double the healing. I'm also going to briefly mention my mutations here, mostly because I just don't really have anywhere else to cover them. I had Adrenal Reaction, Herd Mentality, Marsupial, and Speed Demon on this character, though that's more just because they're the mutations I have as standard. These are all fairly decent ones to have, besides Adrenal Reaction, but you might also want to take a look at the Eagle Eyes mutation, which is great for VATS builds. The Ghoul Cowboy may be more of a flavour and role-playing build than a fully min-max one, but that doesn't stop it from being pretty powerful. This is a VATS-based character, which relies on quickly building up crits and rapidly regenerating AP in order to keep firing powerful shots in every fight. It only takes 3 standard shots in VATS to build up a crit, which means you can really spam those criticals and not worry about saving them for tougher foes. Make sure to always aim for the head, or other weak spot, in order to get maximum damage. With decent perception and multiple perks which help VATS to be more accurate, it's pretty easy to reach a 95% chance to hit even on headshots. Beyond this, I feel like there's really not much more to say. You're fast, you're accurate, and you have great AP regen, so you can use VATS all the time. Being a ghoul even makes it so you're pretty tanky, plus with the damage avoidance perks it's really hard for enemies to kill you. And if you need a bit of a further buff, then you can always take some chems to become even stronger. I hope you enjoyed this character build. I am already planning on making a feral melee build at some point in the future, but let me know if there are any other ghoul builds you'd like to see. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe for more Fallout content in the future. As always, thanks for watching. Sarge out.